Hey guys, so today I'm here with a review of Starfront Collision for the iPhone and iPod Touch. So this is the latest game from Gameloft. It is an RTS and very similar to StarCraft. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm a big StarCraft fan. I would love it if Blizzard decided tomorrow that, hey, we're going to bring StarCraft to the iPhone. Until then, though, I will most likely will be playing Starfront. It's a pretty good game, not perfect, but let's go ahead and just jump right on into it. So there's a couple of things, just like on StarCraft, you can go ahead and you guys will, trust me, I will be comparing it against StarCraft a lot in this review because that is pretty much what it is. But there is the Action TV. This is where you can view your replays, which is definitely a nice feature. I won't be getting into that just to keep the review down, but there's also multiplayer. You can play locally against another person who has an iPhone or iPod Touch, or of course you can play online with a random person. One thing I do want to mention while I'm thinking about it is that this does not support all iPhones and iPod Touches. You're going to need the 3rd generation or newer devices for Starfront to work. So just a heads up there. And then we have single player. So let's just jump straight on in. There's campaign, but for this I'm going to show you guys a skirmish. This is just basically a 1v1 versus the CPU. So there are a few different maps here. Let's take a look. Let's pick Rumble in the Jungle. I'm just going to pick Rookie because I'm a noob. And then we're going to pick our race. Now there are 3 races and they're pretty much the same as in StarCraft. If you guys know the Terrans, this is the Consortium. We have the Zerg, which is the Myriad, and we have the Protoss, which is the Wardens. I'm a Zerg player, so I'm going to be playing as the Myriad, and I like red because it looks cool. So we're just going to play against, let's play against the Wardens, and they look cool in blue. So we'll go ahead and do this. Okay, so to begin with, let me just get this going really quickly here. Let's get them over here. The way this will work is, we can go ahead and select this guy. We'll create some gas, put it right here. But the way this works is just like in StarCraft. You have 3 major resources. You have money, which is basically minerals, which you get from this. You have to build buildings on top of the minerals and the resources, but it's not a huge deal. You also have energy, which is basically like gas, and you have supply, which is, supply. It's just how many units you can have. So we'll send this over here and create more grubs. The grubs are your drones for the most part. We'll set a rally point over inside the building. So yeah, it's very similar. In fact, you can see that little worm-looking thing is our drone or our grub. And that's pretty much your workhorse. It's going to allow you to go ahead and get units. It's going to allow you to get buildings, all of that kind of stuff. So actually, now that the beginning of it, there's not a whole lot you can do, I'm going to go ahead and just give you guys a quick little overview of the UI. So as you can see up at the top right, you do have a mini-map. So you can scroll around, take a look at the various different bases all the way around the map. It works decently. I would prefer if there was actually, well, if it was a little bit bigger, because obviously your finger pretty much covers the whole thing, but it is functional. It works pretty decently. You also do have a list of things. So, for example, this is our main building. We can go in here, create grubs, or different buildings allow you to build different things. Actually, let's create a lower knot really quickly here. This is, the lower knot is what you use to create units. This is, for the most part, your spawning pool from StarCraft. So, go ahead and continue making grubs just because that's basically your lifeblood. If you're not creating grubs, you're gonna need more of them just to make buildings and etc. etc. Anyways, so that's about it for the basics. You build various different buildings, which allows you to get units. So you can upgrade the units, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to get too technical into it, but suffice it to say, if you've ever played StarCraft, this is going to feel right at home. So here's our first building, and we can build 2 units. We can build the Mangler, which is pretty much a Zergling. We can build a Venom Slinger, which is pretty similar to a Hydralisk. So let's build one of each. Set a rally point right over here. Our workers are idle, so let's we'll just leave it alone right now. But of course, you need to build more. What is it called? A Megamite and Bloat to get more energy and more gas more energy and more crystals for your army. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and cut here. I'm gonna skip ahead and show you guys a little bit of the. Oh, well, there we go. That's perfect, actually. There's a scouting little probe or worker in our base, but just perfect timing. We've got our units out to stop it. Okay, so I've built up a bit of an army here, just pretty much basic low-tier units, but for this match, that's not going to be an issue. So as you can see here, just kind of attacking the base. On this easy difficulty, it's pretty simple. You just sit back, build a base, and just win. It's not that difficult. As you can see here, I've got my units streaming in from all sides, and my opponent should be right about here. So let me go ahead and just show you guys really quickly here just how the combat goes. It's pretty impossible to micro, or if you're not familiar with. Wow, that's actually a good battle there. As you can see here, there's battles going on all over the place. I'm on my 4th generation iPod Touch. There's no issues whatsoever with frame rate or anything like that. Wow, actually that was not a great idea. I should have thought it through a little bit more. But well, if we lose, we lose. So yeah, we're pushing through pretty well here. But yeah, it's impossible micro, or if you guys aren't familiar with the term, to basically do your units individually. It's really difficult to deal with that. But we're gonna be close here. I'm not sure. Yeah, we might have it here. Yeah. So anyway, guys, that's it for Starfront. Really fun RTS. It's not as good, obviously, as StarCraft, but on a mobile device, on iPhone, iPod Touch, I really have no issues with it. It's a lot of fun to play. Definitely very cool to just be able to pull out of your pocket and start playing a little bit on, on your way, doing whatever. So anyway, guys, that's it. Enough rambling. Check it out. It is free in the App Store. It's basically the first mission you get to play. And if you want to play any more than that, you will have to go ahead and in-app purchase the entire thing, which is currently $7. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.